Okay, I've started recording and I just am going to
Okay,
ask you if you don't mind if I record our conversation.
it's no problem. That's good.
Okay. Okay, so let's talk briefly about the CAFOs in Nepal and the cattle and the poultry. What have you found out about the extent to which Nepal uses large industrial agriculture raising for animals? I know you told me that the cattle are like not very much, it's like 100 to 200 and only about 30%, but maybe you can review all that for me.
Okay. For cattle, we'll talk first on cattle and then to poultry. What I can say in the cattle, 80% of the farming is a very small one. That's very true. And the milk production also more from that one. And it seems that less than five, up to five. Or maybe we can take up to 10. 10 because if you calculate the offspring, the number how you will calculate it based on that one. Only adult is not more than 5, but all the not lactating or something, offspring, so we can take up to 10. Up to 10 is the small holder in Nepal. That's mean up to 10 cattle. That is about 80%. That's for sure. 80% is up to 10, and we can calculate based on the livestock unit also. That means livestock unit means one adult cow is the one unit, like that. And if it's small, two or three, then one unit, like that. No, there are different system, but I'm telling you less than 10 animal head, cow or buffalo, we can say. Simple idea. That is smallholder, and it is about 80%. 80% of the mm, you know what we are farming is in the smallholder, and is smallholder, and the milk production from that goes to the market the most. And the
And
medium.
there's also just individual farmers. Maybe that's not even counted in this number.
uh I mean that who are joining to the market link, the major one I'm telling you. Individual farmer who has a one cow and they drink milk in their home, so though they are within that range, that 80% may cover that them one, but that's not included for this CAFO and all these things.
And then the
You
other
understand?
20% of the milk production is larger
No, medium
holding.
one. Medium.
Okay,
Say
okay,
10 to
medium.
40. 10 to 40.
And you told me that there were some that had 100 to 200 cattle?
No, that is 5%. That is
Oh,
more than
okay,
40. This is big one.
okay.
Ah. So 15% it is increasing. Previously there is no 15. This volume, there is a scope of increasing 10 to 40 more. And they are in the good terms, and they are commercial. When the people they are farming 10 to 40 cattle or buffalo, they are already commercial, and they have a good market share, and they are increasing. They are benefiting from the industry also. So we have to focus on this middle one, so that when we'll focus on middle, then small one bigger the middle one, and they are self-sufficient, and they have a good condition. And if they need only, they become big. Big one is very small, about 5%, more than 40 cattle.
And I think before you told me that was about maybe 30 farms were in that 5%.
No, 5%. I told you 30, but there are some. I revised something in the our mountainary area. People has more cattle, more. One person may have 200 also. They have a big farm, so
Wow.
we have to. So because we have to calculate, when we have alpine pasture land, one person may have 200, 300. The yak and also the cows, so they are keeping. And so we have to consider them on, so that number is large. Though there is a Livestock rearing is very good in our northern area, and they have more number. Though production may be lower, but number and the animal is high. So
But
we have
those animals are just grazed on pasture land, right? They're not confined
to,
in.
they don't as concentrate feeding. That's different thing. The
Okay.
numbering I'm calculating because they will get very little as hay, silage, and others concentrate. They are getting but very little.
Mhm. And so in that 5% of the CAFOs that are between 100 and 200, how many
More than
farms does
40.
it?
I'm taking more than 40 because more than 40. I mean, that's
Okay,
yeah, yeah, that's the range up to
okay,
10 to 40, 42
okay,
more. Uh,
okay. So in the category of more than 40 for the large, the big ones, how many farms do you think that represents?
uh, I'm not listening complete question.
Um, I was wondering, you gave me the number of 5%,
Yeah.
but how many, what number of farms would that be?
Um, at present, my data and all these things about 100 farms.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah. So not a
Wow.
30, about 100.
Okay, okay. All right, that's helpful. Those numbers are helpful.
Hmm.
So, is there anything else about cattle that you want to say before we go on to? Oh, I did have a question. Um, the buffalo that's brought in or that's raised for food consumption, is any of that raised in Nepal or is it all brought in from India?
Buffalo, I'm telling you, we have about 5 million 5 million population of buffalo in Nepal. So the population itself is self-sustaining, you know, and importing the buffalo from India is very strict. We have to take the health certificate, and India has a policy not to export the buffalo to, good quality animal, not to export any country. So India will not export, but illegal routes and others, that will come here and there, but it's very limited. Importing of buffalo is very limited, and it is somehow negligible at the moment.
Mhm. So the 5 million that are raised in Nepal, that's for
Yeah.
meat consumption.
No, that's majority is for meat milk.
Okay,
70% of the milk in Nepal is from buffalo.
okay,
So that's quite important. But the unproductive buffalo and the male buffalo is used for the meat purpose. You are right.
okay, okay. So when you say 70%, are you saying 70% of the milk comes from
Total milk.
buffalo?
Yeah, yeah, in
And
Nepal.
okay, okay,
30% from cow.
okay. All right. All right. Well, let's go on to poultry.
Okay, fine.
What can you tell me about poultry raising?
Poultry CAFO, as you said, the small CAFO is 5,000 and below.
Okay.
It's about 70%.
All right. And I know, I mean, we talked about this, but in the US, we divide it, depending on the type of poultry, whether it's laying hens or broilers. But I'm not going to worry about that for Nepal. I'm just
Yeah, yeah, we will generalize. Yeah,
generalize for
we will
poultry.
make a generalize. But I can tell you what's the difference. Actually, the layers is very limited in Nepal. The number is more, is the boiler one. But anyway, we don't go on that one at the moment. Maybe we have to work on this much better, and we have to advise. Even we can work like this thing from our NGO, and we can suggest to the government. This one is, we can give the feedback immediately, and I think they will also happy. to get this thing, feedback from us.
Do you think that this is something they might implement to give like to categorize the size of facilities just for tracking, the production, but also for tracking other impacts, maybe environmental impacts or other types of impacts?
No, that's important. I think they have to track this thing, and this is very important. And I think they will realize. We'll make them to realize. A little bit time it may takes. Not immediately we can do, but when we'll have a series of meeting and many things, and they may standardize it, and it can be done.
So do you
Um,
think that would that be a new idea for Nepal?
it's a very, 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 very new. Yeah, yeah, that's for
Okay.
sure. It is new idea.
Okay, okay. And so, well, how about the other bigger uh poultry?
And then 70% is that one, and about 15% is 5,000 to 20,000.
Okay. And then the rest is,
The big one is the 20,000 and more. That's a very commercial one, and that's about 15%.
and you told me that there were farms up to like 200,000 and even one that they're planning to have 1 million. Is that
Yeah, yeah.
still
One million farm that is planning, and due to now economic and our condition, global somehow recession, not exactly the recession, but funding and something. But they have already procured the lands and they are preparing the land, and I'm in good touch with them. I'm providing some of the technical
advice? Yeah.
advice to them, and very good friend of mine is, I told it's a very big, and he told we can do, because they are very, they are a very good one, and still now they are big company, and they want much bigger. I think
So
they can do.
actually, I had a question. So Lali Guran's farm, that's the one that's like 200,000 or so?
No, 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 lali
Oh,
guras
no,
is a
no,
poultry.
oh,
That's
okay.
not a poultry, that's a
Oh,
cattle.
right, that's a cow. But I
More
did
than 200.
getting back to that, I had a question. Are they owned by the United Arab Emirates?
No, no, no. Laliguras, as far I my knowledge, and I have visited them few times in Chitu.
I looked at their Facebook page and I know that it's in Nepal, but if you look at their Facebook page, it says something about Dubai or United Arab Emirates. They're not they're not owned by a foreign company, are they?
No, no, there's a previous CEO of that one is my friend.
Uh-huh.
So maybe I don't know some money, but Nepal there is till now foreign direct investment in agriculture. Cattle farming is not allowed. So legally that is Nepali, but indirectly if somebody is funding, I don't know.
Okay, well, I'm gonna send you a screenshot to show you
Okay,
what the Facebook page says.
okay, okay,
I
okay.
was very surprised about that.
No, but that's for sure Nepalese company and Nepalese
Okay,
people. But
okay.
anyway, I can look on.
Okay. All right. So is there anything else? Oh, and you told maybe you could just say a few words about the waste management processing for both the cattle and for the poultry. I know you told me that in in the cattle they make biogas and in the poultry they make fertilizer and for in general the waste is handled by taking it off site and either making it into biogas or making it into fertilizer, and very little is distributed on the land around for biosecurity reasons.
Okay. Yes, right. First, I'll talk about the poultry. Poultry, the big houses, as I already told you, big houses, they have some sort of mechanism. They have some, incinerator type or some sort, a little bit of process, and they will sell as a manure. So that's a good business for them, and they are getting the good money. and the poultry manure is for the potato harvesting and so many season, that is huge demand by the farmers. And the chemical fertilizer is very scarce in Nepal. When in the season you don't get it, so the vegetable farmers mostly, I have seen in many part, they rely on the poultry manure. So they have a good combination. So they have a schedule when they will take the manure, when they will process, and when they will sell. The cycle is somehow managed. So there is not a problem for the big house, as I said to you. But the small one, medium and small one, they have also, or like I'm telling you, the layers, they have about 1 year of cycle, as you know, 52 weeks, when they will all the change the new birds. At that time they will clean the poultry house. At that time all the manures what they have, they will put in the bag and they will sell. Selling of the manure is not a problem. Even the doorstep people will buy, come and buy. So when there is a disease, they will destroy at that time. Other time they will sell. There is no problem. Small older, there is no problem because they have 5,000 or 1,000 birds. When one cycle, that means 8 weeks of broiler cycle. When they will clean, immediately they will clean and they will sell that one to the farmer.
Okay.
Poultry basically no problem. But for the bigger animal, as I said you, in the Terai region, in the southern of Nepal, when you have a medium and large poultry farm, livestock farm, they have majority, not all. I'm telling you, we have provided a subsidy also. About 50-60% subsidy is there to make a plant, biogas plant. So people are making, and there are some on a very big biogas plant, as we have also in the Pokhara livestock farm. We have a very big. We have about 200 buffalo is over there, and we have a big 200 buffalo manure utilizing. We have a biogas plant, and like that in many places in Nepal at the moment. But in the upper hill, because the biogas is not feasible in many places, so there is they make the compost of the manure, and the compost manure from the cattle and buffalo, they are utilizing to have a good manure in their grassland. Many in the hilly and uphill side people, they are in the cropland and grassland. They are doing that one. And in the terai, the slurry, they are utilizing for the plants.
Okay, that sounds great.
So manure is not at all problem in Nepal, because people are happy to get the manure. So a little bit different situation is there, and
Yeah.
we have also no system of how to destroy the manure. There is no protocol till now. That is also the new area. Like I already told you, that's in Netherlands. If you have a poultry, at last to uh, dump your manure, litter, you have to pay money to the government, tax, to destroy even in the ocean also, because you are
Wow.
polluting. But in Nepal, that is the case. When my study, I have put that one and they surprised. So you are getting much benefit.
Okay, that seems pretty good. Do you want to switch now to talking about uh Save Nepal?
Sure, sure.
Okay, I'm gonna just change my background, my screen background.
Okay, okay.
Let's see, there we go. Okay, whoops, that's
Just
wrong.
1 minute. One
Okay,
second. A little different look for myself.